So winter 2023 was filled with isekai that did not follow the standard isekai formula, you know, OP characters, all the stuff like that. Yes, there is one that became a big harem, but I mean, it still was not your average isekai one where, you know, the character's OP, goes on adventure, blah, blah, all that. But the season was filled with those that just did stuff different. It was more kind of slice of life isekais that we got. And I want to talk about one of them because I've already talked about two of them, which was Saving 80K and then Magical Revolution. But in this video, I want to talk about Campfire, cooking in another world with my surge skills. Now, this is the first isekai that MAPPA's ever animated, and you know, with MAPPA, we can see their touch because this anime looks beautiful. The art style, animation looks good because it's MAPPA, and of course it's going to, because like MAPPA's like, it's up there, it's a top 10 anime studio. You could argue where you want to put it. But yeah, this is the first isekai that MAPPA's animated, and it's not that bad of a one for them to do, especially because it's more slice of life. If you've not seen Campfire cooking, I'm gonna go on a little brief explanation about what happens here because it's a fascinating isekai because it does not follow the isekai tropes at all, like all the ones that you see in, you know, your typical isekais where the main character's OP, you know, gets a harem, does all this other type of stuff. This one does not follow that. It basically follows this guy named Mikado who gets summoned here with 3 other people, and while they're there in the kingdom's going to look and see each of their powers, and they go to him and they see his power is called online grocery shopping. And they just basically tell him they do not need him because they think his skill is dumb and is not useful. So they basically allow him to go leave. And what he does is he basically dips because he hears that this kingdom that he's in is about to go to war. And he's like, you know what? Let me leave. He goes to an adventurer like guild and eventually hires some people. And then as they're going on a journey, he's going to start cooking stuff. And he uses like his ability, which is online grocery shopping, which allows him basically to get food from our regular world and bring it into the isekai world, which is pretty lit because he can order basically anything from our world and bring it into his world. And just know he's going to start cooking with the adventurers that he's with. He makes some food and they're losing their mind because they're just like, yo, what is this food? Why does it taste so damn good? Tastes like something we've never had here, and it's called dog because, you know, we have the seasonings and all the actual good ingredients in our world compared to their, you know, they 1400 looking ass world, because, you know, the isekai world is always like that. They basically around the 14th, 15th century, and it's always just like, yeah, them old ass worlds. Of course they're not gonna have food as good as ours. So yeah, just know he's gonna cook in. Eventually a legendary monster called Fenrir is gonna come to him, and he's gonna demand some of his food, and eventually becomes his familiar. And like the anime basically just follows these two as they go town to town and they drop off like the meat, because like Fenrir is basically going to kill so many different like high like legendary like monsters, because like he kills so many different creatures because he's a battle hungry animal, I guess you could say, or just legendary beast, and he fights a lot of the other monsters, and then eventually they're going to cook them monsters up. And so throughout the anime, Mikado's going to cook up a lot of different food, and like just know some of that stuff be looking fire because he just be making so many different things from either snakes, from orcs, from griffins, from all this other stuff, because like Fenrir, he basically takes out everything because he's strong, and he takes them out and then he hunts them just for Mikado to cook some food. And eventually we do get a slime that becomes Mikado's unfamiliar, and just know the slime's going to be hella OP because Mikado himself is really not that OP. Yes, he does get blessings from all the different goddesses, but at the same time he's like kind of like basic. He's not like nothing special at all. It's more his familiars that are broken, because one, you have the Fenrir, who, you know, is a legendary beast, and then you have the slime that becomes like really OP. But the one thing he can do is like his food also can like boost people's stats. So like when he summons food from like our regular world and like he cooks something, it can boost whoever eats it. So I guess that's one of his things. Another thing that he has that adds to his skills is he has like an unlimited item box, so he can basically fit as many things as he wants into an item box. You know, basically just like a regular games that like how we have in real life, like when you play a game and you have an item box in the game, it's just like that, and like it's unlimited. So he has one of those. And just throughout the anime, we just see him cook some of this delicious food, and like it's kind of always hilarious because he'll go to these guilds and like he'll pull out of the item box all these like super high ranking monsters, and like they'll be losing their mind like, dog, we have never seen this before. This hasn't been shown. We haven't seen one of these in like 100 years. So, and like he always gets paid a lot of gold, so he's basically like super rich now. And one of the things he did like eventually do is he introduced shampoo into this world, and that was kind of funny because now he's going to start making bank on that. But all in all, this was like a pretty good isekai. I really enjoyed it. I just like the chill aspect of them just basically cooking up food and him always overreacting to what Fenrir like brings to him, because like he be bringing him a whole bunch of like different animals and he's like, dog, why do you always bring me these super high monsters? And everybody freaks out when they see them, and you know, because like at the guild, like they do be freaking out, be like, oh really? And then like the other thing is he's basically part of the merchants guild, and he's also part of like the adventuring guild, and like eventually gets raised all the way to C rank because of like how many goblins they end up killing. It's nuts. Another funny thing is when Fenrir like goes to train Mikaido, he basically throws him into the action and he's freaking out because like he fights some goblins and like he's losing his mind and he's scared because he does not want to fight them, and eventually that like allows like for his magic to come out, and it's kind of funny. So I don't know, it's just funny just how he has a familiar that's a legendary beast and is super battle hungry, and then he's just trying to be chill, make food, and not really try and do much, and then he has this slime that's like the slime low-key is like a child, because the slime was like level 1 and it was kind of like an early slime, but eventually becomes like super OP because of him and other things. Eventually the slime gets blessed too, because I think the slime's name is like Sui or whatever. So yeah, and the slime is just kind of one of the more cuter slimes, because it's always adorable when the slime's like saying what, because like the slime also can speak too, and it's kind of funny, and it's kind of some adorable things at times when the slime speak. If you watched Campfire Cooking Another World, let me know how you felt about this isekai, because I thought it was really good. It was up there as one of the best ones that aired this season, and in my opinion it's a really good isekai, because like I just like the chill vibe of it. It's not your typical OP character, oh let me go get a harem type of one. It's not that. It's more of just, and the person who's OP in this is Fenrir, and it's not even the main guy. The main guy's not really broken. I will say his skill is low-key kind of broken, which is the online grocery shopping, mainly because he can basically get all these different items that are from our regular world, and that's actually a way bigger advantage than a lot of other isekai characters that, you know, get reincarnated into a different world. And just because like he can basically eat all the stuff he's used to, and he can cook good stuff and cook good food, where like other characters, they got to eat all this shit that they have to, you know, eat in this other world, when you know damn well they're probably missing some of the actual really good food that came from our world. Just saying though. So I mean, it's actually still a nice ability. He can low-key take advantage of it more. I see that he's starting to take advantage of it with the shampoo, but I know he could go even further and like take way more advantage and see like what all he could actually get from get on that online grocery shopping site, and then like bring into that world, because that man can roll it in gold. But I mean, he's already basically rolling in gold, because Fenrir always catches these super high ranking monsters and they just bring it to the guild, and the guild gives them so many damn coins for like all their parts and shit. He even killed, in like the last episode, he killed a dragon, and now like they're gonna go to like a new place or something. So if this ever gets to season 2, we'll get to see that. I kind of want this to get a season 2 because I like the direction it was going, and I just like the chill vibe of it. Who knows, eventually the main guy is probably going to get OP a little bit, but probably like not ever on Fenrir's level, because Fenrir is always going to be probably way more OP than him. But you never know. The way these isekais are, even if they make a character not OP, eventually they might become OP, but I don't think he is, mainly because Fenrir's like the one that's OP, and like even the slime is way more OP than him. He's basically just like a regular adventurer that has like a little bit of a boost when it comes to his skills, because he got blessed by like all the different goddesses, but it still wasn't like nothing crazy though. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one, and I do hope it gets a season 2 in the future, because I really want to see more to the story. I'm not going to read the manga or light novels, wherever it has, because I didn't like it that much. Like, it has to be a certain type of anime for me to go out of my way and actually read the source material. And this one, like, it was just a cool one that I watched, and I enjoyed each episode, and it was like a good watch each time. And I did like the art style, and there was a lot of funny moments in here. But all in all, really good isekai. It was a very refreshing isekai in my opinion, because it was not no OP character or a character that's trying to be OP but he's hiding it. None of that bullshit. It was just like a chill one. And I mean, I like little chill slice of life type of ones. We need more isekai like this. Yes, there are some like this, but we need more, because these are way better than always getting the typical OP character that does the same shit, because like it's always the same stuff. The formula is the same. This one I like because the formula is not following that standard isekai formula. It's doing something different to make itself stand out, and that's what the good isekai do. The good isekai always do something to make it stand out from the rest. And like there's always, you can always tell like what something that does, like something like Konosuba, it's funny. It also has Kazuma being weak, and like all the party all has flaws and stuff, so that's doing something to make itself stand out than like the typical one. And plus Konosuba is more of a parody of an isekai anime anyway, because it makes fun of some of the stuff that happens in isekai too, just saying. But yeah, Campfire Cooking, pretty good anime. I enjoyed it a lot. If you enjoyed this video, why not like? If you didn't, you could dislike, subscribe if you really enjoyed. But yeah, let me know how y'all felt about Campfire Cooking. If you haven't seen it, why not check it out? It's a really good isekai in my opinion. And plus, if you like stuff that MAPPA is animated, then you'll probably enjoy this one too, because this is another product, or I gotta say another anime that MAPPA is animated though. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next video. Bye.